Hey everybody, Geraldine Rose here with another thank you card for our friend. This one's also for the Color Throwdown challenge in red, terracotta, and green. First off, being a good Canadian, I'm just going to apologize to y'all. Notice the microphone sounds a little bit reverby? I think it was that night of the thunderstorm. Whoops! Anywho, we got out the old glimmer machine, popped down the Spellbinder's essential glimmer rectangles, kind of put them all wonky as you can see. And I'm tucking down little pieces of foil on them, again wonky because I want it to show up in certain spots on the card. Checking which side of that Nina Desert Storm is the smooth side to put down on there. Oh my chicken, it looks like we're having all sorts of technical difficulties this video. I forgot to turn the overhead light on. That was peeling off the foil. This is going in with a second layer of foil. I'm using the Spellbinder's Autumn Leaf border. I'm using the Aura foil this time to put a different accent from the gold that was for the dots around the frames. This is how slow you run it through your die cutting machine so that the pressure and the heat actually cause that foil to fuse with your paper. Now that it's out of the big shot, we're going to give it the old wiggle and shake. Patented cooling down method for foil panels. Follow me for more life-saving tips. Or not. Hey, we're all adults to know what we like and don't like without someone asking us to subscribe. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm actually not going to be promoting product for any companies. It's just crafting. Yes, that was using the close to my heart curved rectangle to clip it on the inside, and I'm piecing it back in after putting it through this Sizzix Mini Cobblestone embossing folder that you can see here. I've got it down on my Make Art station, and I am pulling out 3 different of the paste to put over top through a stencil. So I've got the grit paste, and I've got the translucent, and I think the other one was opaque crackle. So I'm just putting them in just like random spots all over the place. Oh, peel and reveal. Here is where I got out the embossing glazes in green and the brown and the red. We're just sprinkling some on while those pastes are still wet. We're going to shake this, of course, just to get it to go wherever it wants to go. Those embossing glazes that are falling down, just throw them out. That's some yellowy orangey vellum that coordinates well with that terracotta color. Using the rabbit tool to spread some anti-static powder down, getting out the Versamark. You can see here I've already done 1 layer. I'm going back with a second layer. Oh, thanks, sweetie.
You're welcome, Bubby. Here's your morning peels.
Yay.
Your old lady, old woman, old man pills.
That's right. We need to take lots of pills now. That's using the Close to My Heart Thanks a Million stamp. Going to very carefully pull this up because the vellum, of course, keeps wanting to stick to the stamp. I believe I was using the fine detail copper embossing powder for this one. First layer down, going to give it a tap, just give it a second layer to make certain that we've got everything. Nuked it, got it into the guillotine trimmer, chip off either side so it's now a banner strip. I'm going to do something a little bit different with that though. I'm going to tuck it in and around so that it actually is like a tri-banner in there. So you can see that here I am gluing the back and making certain that everything is level on that. I'm piecing in the back piece just to get a visual on it. And it's splat box time because it wouldn't be me if we didn't have something that I was spraying something at. Here's a whole mix of this with oxides and the mica sprays and some of the spritz sprays. I was using those brown tones. I was using the red and the green on the upper panel. I had sprayed everything in the beginning with water so that it would start moving a little bit better. I wanted to do something a little bit different for the leaves. I combined 2 of the Sizzix sets. One is the Artsy Leaves, that's here. I'm using metallic paper for the veining on it. And this is their Fall Foliage set. Mostly pulled out the maple leaves for this because we're Canadians here that we're dealing with here with this thank you card. Here I'm setting the little veining in on top just to kind of like, well, that's not really the vein that's supposed to go there, but it adds a different little element of surprise to it. Now, don't let the name of this sentiment set throw you. It's the Close to My Heart. You go, girl. I've used it for both sexes because it's got a really fun font and it's got some nice sayings on it. Me being me, I'm coming in with a couple of different shades of green. I'm going to lay them down, and then I'm going to ombre that awesome to highlight it. You'll see that later when we show the card. Custom stamp on the back. Again, I build my collection up of those each year from Scrap and Stamp in December when they have those on order. Now, to hold things securely so they don't shake around in the mail, I like to use that Lawn Fawn diagonal gift card pocket. I'm folding it down here on where the die actually scores it, using my bone folder to reinforce that so it does lie flatter inside the card. Using two different types of glue for this. So I've got my tape runner out, and now I'm going in with some liquid glue too, so that it's really stuck inside, because you're going to put the gift card inside there, and of course it's going to push against it a little bit. And I'm going to hover here for a bazillion seconds, deciding on the perfect alignment for this before I actually put it down. Oh, yay, are we close? Yes, there it was. Before I glue the leaves down, I just wanted to emphasize the red a little bit more on them, so I am just brushing some of ink around the outside of the leaves. While I'm gluing all the leaves and the embellishments down, you'll notice my keyboard up there at the top. I've got Amy R. one of her lives on in the background, because it's really nice that we have those crafty chats that we can all join in on in that manner ever since COVID, right? And it's a connection that is really nice to keep going week after week after week. There's quite a few familiar names in there. Each other in Kathy Z's and Christina's, in Jennifer's chats as well too. When you think about it, it makes total sense. Artsy-fartsy people, we tend to be the more sensitive ones because we are so creative and we live in our heads and we respond too much to the emotions that are out in the world. I know a lot of us have social anxiety, which is why the chats work great for me. I've got a really high stressful job in the daytime, and I come home to craft and just videos just for the heck of it, for the fun. It also gives us that opportunity to show someone our gratitude, that we put a little bit more effort into this because we think you're worth it. Sure, we could go out and buy a thank you card for $10, but hey, this is being that change that you want to see in the world. Actually doing it yourself and handing it across someone. Until next time, bye-bye.